Hey everybody, this is Pastor Dan behind the camera for a change, and my beautiful bride Laura is in front of the camera, and she is making communion bread because on Thursday at 6:30 the whole Shiloh family is going to join me and my family for a Holy Thursday communion service. Now, we're going to make some unleavened bread that'll be a lot like what the Israelites made, and that's kind of what's going on here. So Laura, you want to show everybody how to do it?
Okay, first you'll need, there's only 4 ingredients in this. You will need flour, oil, salt, and water. On the flour, you can use either all-purpose flour or you can use bread flour. And I've already got 1 cup is what you need, it's just 1 cup. And then you'll need some salt, which is just 1/8 of a teaspoon. I can get it to come out. There we go. 1/8 of a teaspoon. You put that in there. And we're doing this in a plastic bag to mix it up so that the kids you can have the kids participate. So you add the oil. And you can start kind of massaging this in here together. Nathan, can you come do that? And I'll get the water and we'll add the water to it. So this is Nathan gonna knead the bread for me. And you need 1/3 of a cup of water also. There you go. Just pour that in there too. And then Nathan and Ruthie are going to knead this for me. Just start kneading. Let's get best if you take the air out. Once you get this all kneaded, you separate the dough into 6 balls, and then once you get your balls, you kind of just roll it into a ball, and then pat it flat, and then you bake it for 15 to 20 minutes. Let Ruthie do? Okay. Yeah. So you just knead that, and then like I said, you pat it flat. And as soon as we get this all kneaded, I'll show you how to do that.
Okay, so while they're kneading the dough and getting that ready to bake, I'm going to show you what we can do for the service. And I want to tell you that I will be leading the service on Thursday night from my home right here in my kitchen. And if you're following along, then it's as real as communion can be, I promise you. Why, this one even came from the bishop's office of the United Methodist Church, so it's even official, and I would have done it anyway, but don't tell him I said that. So first thing you need is some bread. Now, any bread will do. You're possibly going to have some of this cool bread that Laura and the kids are making right now, and this is the kind of unleavened bread that the Israelites would have eaten, and probably was common when Jesus was carrying bread in his backpack or something like that. Now, if you have this kind of bread, it works too. Bread is bread. English muffins. I love English muffins, especially dripping with butter. So any bread will do. Whatever bread you have in your house will do. But if you're helping with your family to make some of this cool stuff, good for you. Now, you want to use any plate that you like to use to serve things, especially a special meal, because this is a very special occasion. So if you have a nice serving plate like this, I recommend you get it out. Now, you'll need something to drink, and of course at church we always use grape juice. Good old-fashioned Welch's grape juice. Now, if you happen to have some grape juice at your house, perfect. You can use that. But if you don't have grape juice at your house, perhaps you have some fermented grape juice. That's okay too. Now, again, don't tell the bishop I told you this. We try not to encourage people to do anything that would turn into a bad habit that's bad for your health, but in the end, we all can understand that grape juice fermented was the choice beverage at the first Passover meal, and of course the Feast of the Unleavened Bread, and Jesus certainly had wine when he had meals with his friends. So you can use wine. We just discourage drunkenness. That's what it really boils down to. Now, maybe you don't have any grape juice on hand because, you know, these days when you go shopping, you're not sure what you're going to find. So I want you to know that as far as communion goes, it's whatever people drink with a meal. It's not fancy. You know, this is a hard one to explain, but it doesn't matter, you know, if you use, say, milk, because maybe you're one of those families that has milk with every meal. That would be fine. Or maybe you drink lots of water like we do at my house. That's fine too. These are things that are considered staple foods or standards for every table. And that's the idea that we're trying to get across here. What you should not use is grape soda, coffee, bourbon. You should not use energy drinks or anything like that. These are sort of luxury things, you know, soft drinks, that kind of stuff. These are not the kinds of things that people depend on every day for their health and well-being. So the idea is that if there's never a meal without wine, then that would be very typical in a lot of places in the world, especially in places where refrigeration and stuff like that is not readily available. Wine was the beverage of choice for the people in Jesus' day because it was safe. Its fermentation process made it less likely to carry bacteria and disease. So think in terms of staple food. If you were in Africa right now, maybe instead of bread, you would have cassava root pounded into something, you know. So that's the idea. If you were in Asia right now, you might be eating rice for your communion meal. So that's the goal with this particular table setting. Grab some nice glasses, the kind you use when you're having a family celebration, and get together around the table to celebrate Holy Communion with us at our table on Thursday night at 6:30. God bless you. I'll see you then.
So the kids have made, got it all mixed up, so it should look something like this. And what we do is we take it out. It's going to be kind of oily.
Better be oily than late.
You're so bad.
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 Yes, bad. You divide it into 6 parts. And depending on how many people you have in your family, make sure their hands are clean. You just roll it up into balls and then pat it out to make your unleavened bread. And you just put it on a piece of parchment paper and you bake it for 8 to 10 minutes in an oven that is at 425. Pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah, 425. Because of the oil, your hands are going to be nice and oily. And I used light tasting olive oil. The recipe calls for vegetable oil, but if you don't have that, that's okay. Like I said, I used olive oil. We're going to put it. You got
Well,
yours?
if your hands are nice and oily, that means that coronavirus will just slide right off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I
I appreciate the laugh, honey. You know.
You ready, Ruthie?
no, is it in a circle?
You're gonna make it splatter.
Oh.
Splatter it. There you go. That's good. And then I can put it up here. Now your hands are nice and oily.
Just rub them together.
Just rub them together. It makes your hands smell really good.
Good,
And
it's good
then-
It's good for your hands.
Watch
Just
out.
rub them together.
All right.
Yeah, 'cause we're
Back it
gonna
up
put
there,
in.
Ruth Lindsay.
Can't get it in here. Move the child.
There we go. That's all right.
Together like your
Like I said, you bake it for 8 to 10 minutes.
All right.
And then
And
enjoy.
enjoy. Thank you, Laura and family. Now,
Okay, my timer just went off. We got nice bread, nice warm bread. You can leave it in a little bit longer if you want to. I like this nice, it's kind of gooey. But it can go, I think I might put it in for just a couple of more minutes because I don't have the nice brown that I want on it.
I'll just show them one of the brown ones over there just for comparison.
This one, I think the one, somebody ate it already. I like that kind of with brown on them.
If you've ever bought pita bread is a lot the same consistency. Flavor's different, but
This does not have much flavor to it. It's like eating biscuit dough. But it doesn't rise. It doesn't have any, it's just got that little bit of salt in it. So it's not a pleasurable bread.
the Israelites were the first preppers.
Yes.
They
So-
made bug out bags and filled them with stuff like this.
Yes. So this bread, it might get a little hard a little bit, but it's unleavened bread is what it is. This is what we were going to be making for Vacation Bible School. Hopefully we'll still be doing that in June. So if you all want to practice and make some and join us, enjoy. I'm going to put this back in for just a minute or two.